Right, favourite goals.
Hey,
What's your favourite goals?
uh,
Because I've got a favourite goal for you, and I don't
okay.
know. I don't know if you remember it, but I'll start with what I got from you. So we played Swindon Town away, and I remember I think it was a cross in. You took a touch, you flicked it over your shoulder, and you volleyed it home. And I think
Right.
we won the game 1-0 as well
1-0. Yeah.
at the county
Yeah.
ground, and it was just a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the game was never going to be won apart from some of absolute brilliance. And you know what I mean? That
Right.
day was because we needed to start the season well. It was quite early in the season. It was a red hot day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember me, you, and Thorny all played up front
That's right. Yeah.
together, and you know what I mean. We tried everything to try and get us the lead, and obviously you came up with that
Mm,
moment of brilliance, and it was just like I was just in awe
yeah.
of that goal. It
Mm,
was just an amazing thing.
yeah.
So
But you know, uh, your QPR goal, you scored a very similar one before that. Now, I'm sure it was either myself or Thorny who've kind of laid it down. If you come onto it, hit it first time.
yeah,
Now, it might have been Blackpool.
yeah, I
Can you
think
remember
it
that?
was. Yeah, it was Blackpool.
Yeah,
Blackpool, yeah,
it's
at home, yeah,
very similar to the
yeah,
goal
it
you scored
was.
at
Yeah, it was.
yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, speaking about a memorable game, the Oldham game,
Oh,
I can't remember a game that we just it was just a perfect
and
outcome in terms of just
for everybody, you know
yeah,
that we were going to Oldham. I think Oldham at the time were a good they were a good side.
yeah,
Doing a
yeah,
decent run, and I was talking
yeah,
to I was talking to a couple of Oldham fans a couple of years ago about the game, and they just said that they'd never seen a performance off an away
yeah,
side like it. They
yeah,
said
yeah. A
obviously
complete perfect performance.
one 7-1, but I remember
Yeah,
we missed a good few chances as well.
yeah,
So you know
yeah.
what could the score have been? You know that
Yeah, yeah, precisely.
it
And I'm
was
sure that
just
was Andy Goram's debut, wasn't
it
it?
was, yeah. Well, I remember
Come back in there.
we stayed in the hotel the night before, and Andy was in our hotel because he was eating on his own as we were walking for our dinner. And obviously, he was a hero of mine because with him being a Rangers goalkeeper, and I enjoyed watching a bit of Rangers with Gazza and Loudrop, etc. So went over and had a quick chat, and he obviously told me that he was making his debut tomorrow
Yeah,
against us, and you know what I mean. That
yeah,
he must have hated his
yeah.
debut because he was busy
Well,
though.
yeah,
He was
just
busy, wasn't he? He was busy.
he got yeah, he definitely had, didn't he? Yeah, I say it's just and that was by far my biggest win for any team I played for.
Yeah, well, I've never won. I've never won like that. I've been beaten once, probably similar. I was 7-0 actually, but no, I've never won like that. I never enjoyed a game as much as I've enjoyed it because it was. I remember coming at half time. I'm sure it was 5 at half time, and it was such a surreal moment that we're talking about a game, and obviously people say nothing's won at half time, but it was just like you said, a complete
Yeah,
performance that it was
yeah,
so dominant. We would have had to. I would have had to not go out the second half to even
yeah,
let anybody back in, you know.
yeah,
So. But
yeah.
do you still speak to anybody back from back when we played?
Yeah, Gavin. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
Gavin lives in Lincoln. I
yeah,
live
yeah,
in Doncaster, and
yeah,
we tried to meet up. And I say I came back May 19 and saw a few of
yeah,
the lads, which is always good
yeah.
memories. Um, but no, just I work. I work in the social work team, nine
Yeah,
to five, just
yeah,
very regular, really. So it's
yeah.
just normal life.
Well,
How about yourself?
similar to me. When I retired from football in or professional football 2000. Well, no, was it 2015 or something? And I retired through injury, so I had to
Mm,
do something else. So I went to university, got myself a degree. I now teach primary
yeah.
school. I'm now teaching primary
Okay.
school. So I went to secondary
Brilliant.
school, didn't enjoy it as
Yeah.
much. So went into
Yeah.
primary and it's a different,
Yeah.
like you say, it's a different life,
Brilliant.
but it's a life which
Yeah.
is probably more rewarding sometimes than it
Yeah.
is than football is.
I mean, I definitely appreciate the fact that I do something different.
Yeah,
And I think the football career was great and it's my best memories, but
yeah,
that was then. And now you
yeah,
kind of move on and now
yeah.
you
It's a
have
new
an
life.
impact on other people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I
yeah,
totally agree,
that's great.
and I think as well, though, I think it gives us a better insight of when people are talking about football and stereotyping people. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
we've got a better opinion than people because we can say exactly what it is and
yeah,
have an argument from both sides as well, though, because you
yeah,
know what I mean. I'm not saying that every footballer is whiter than white. You know what I mean. Everybody makes a mistake, and everyone's allowed to
yeah,
make a mistake as well.
yeah,
But
of course they are.
it's about how
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Because normal people in normal jobs make
yeah,
mistakes, and it's just how you react from that. And
yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean? I wouldn't change anything that from my football career. You know what I mean? One, I wouldn't say it was a regret. You spoke about Wembley. Wembley is the only thing that I wish I played at. You know what I mean? Millennium Stadium was great.
mm,
Loved it. For Cardiff in
yeah,
Cardiff. But Wembley's the only thing, the only
yeah,
place that I wish that I could have played
yeah,
for years.
yeah.
But
I say, I think probably as a footballer, and not people don't realise it, that when you come out of football and you do decide to go on a pathway of
Yeah.
another career, it's a very long crossroads anyway.
Yeah, of course.
And let's say, for example, I work in a social work team.
Yeah.
Had I worked in a social work team at 22, 23, by the time I'm like 49, you're
Yeah.
much more of an elevated position.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you kind of give that away
Yeah.
by playing.
Yeah,
And
of
then you
course. Yeah.
come out. I mean, I came out at 30, 37.
Yeah.
And then, you start again, don't you?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. Well, the
start
thing is, though,
again.
you start at the bottom and you've got to work yourself up.
Yeah.
Yes, people, you're probably allowed on the ladder a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? Because I remember trying to get into university, for example. I didn't have any qualifications, so I was allowed on my course because of life experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is nice, but I still
Yeah.
had to then put the work in, and
Yeah.
people give you that respect, but you've also got to earn the respect by working hard. It's
Yeah.
not a given, and especially now having
Yeah.
what people class as a normal job. That you know what I mean. You've probably
Yeah.
got to work harder than somebody who's been in the industry 20 years because
Yeah.
they've got that experience, that know-how, that work respect
Yeah.
from the peers where you've got to earn it and you've got to go
Yeah.
through it yourself. You know, so
I tell you what, playing football and having friends who do normal work, there's always this talk about having a drink on Friday. Never got it.
yeah, I know.
I never got it. But I
No,
swear to you, 6 months after
yeah.
working normally,
Yeah, well, do you
and,
know what? I never really classed football as a weekend. It was every
right,
day, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Because games
yeah,
were Tuesday, games were Fridays,
yeah,
games were Saturday and
yeah,
Sunday. So it was never a
yeah,
weekend thing where, like
yeah,
you're saying, that now I live for my weekends. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
now I look forward to 3:15 on a Friday. That now
yeah,
I
yeah,
know that I've got
yeah,
my Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
yeah,
and then you
yeah,
look at work. But yeah, no,
yeah,
I can imagine
yeah,
in any industry, but same as yours. I was quite similar. I think that that the stress and the pressure you put yourself on Monday to Friday. That
yeah,
Friday's your release, and then Saturday
yeah,
and Sunday you
yeah,
can wind down a little bit to go back again on Monday. And
yeah,
it's I mean, you
yeah,
can't really do that as a player because you know what I mean. It's so and I found this that it was so up and down that you know what I mean. You can play on a Saturday, play the best
mm,
game ever, score a goal, be buzzing, and then on a
yeah,
Tuesday you could be dropped, rested,
yeah,
injured,
yeah,
have a bad game, and then you're
yeah,
so down again, and it's so
yeah,
up and down
yeah,
with your moods.
yeah, and that's why I think, very modest people,
Yeah.
because you can't be giving it big time. You play ball on a Saturday, you'll be
No.
rubbish on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
Well. Yeah.
you're very modest,
Yeah.
and people don't realize that what you give away, because when you play, you've got, I just say, hardly any days off
No. No.
that
No.
you can actually plan.
Yeah.
You've got no Easter, no bank holidays,
No. Christmas. No Christmas.
Christmas, New Year's Eve, and all
Yeah.
this stuff you give away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But even
So
even
it's
on even on a Saturday after a game, you know what I mean. You sometimes train on a Sunday. You've got a game on a
yeah,
Tuesday, so you've always got to
yeah,
prepare. You've always got to look
yeah,
ahead. You can't just live
yeah,
for your Fridays, your Saturdays, your
yeah,
Sundays, and go out for a
yeah,
drink after work. It's so
yeah,
cutthroat and so difficult. And respect goes out to you know what I mean. Especially now, social media. You've got camera phones in your
yeah,
face 24/7 with the top players,
yeah,
and especially living in the city. So it
yeah,
would have been a lot more scrutinised
yeah,
playing now for City than it was when we back played.
yeah. Andy, what did you do after Cardiff?
I left Cardiff when Dave Jones took over. I didn't leave under great circumstances, to be fair. And I went up to Scotland to play for Dunfermline for that year. And then I wanted to base myself back in the north. So I went. We bought a house in Middlesbrough.
Mm,
Lived there, and I wanted to try and find a club in the area. Couldn't really find anywhere what suited me, so I ended up
mm.
signing for Halifax Town and just drove up every day, which
Yeah, yeah,
killed the body. And I think
yeah,
eventually the toll just broke down on my body. I ended up getting injured in a
yeah,
game, and just it just didn't work out.
yeah,
And tried
mm,
managing a couple of times, got my hands burnt a couple of times, and I've had about a year and a half off now, and I'm contemplating trying to get back in, but
yeah,
let's
yeah,
see if there's anything out there what tickles me fancy and gives me an
yeah.
opportunity. What about that? Are you still
Mm.
involved in any football at all now?
No, I mean, I say about, I think 4 years ago, I took over a team, managing a team. The manager, who was also the sponsor, he had left.
Yeah,
And decent team, good setup.
yeah,
Unfortunately, the budget went.
yeah. Well,
So you've gone from playing players, £60 to
mm,
£25. And although initially players say, I'll stay and that's fine.
yeah,
They go. Because
yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
it's what you do.
yeah,
So it's very difficult. And I think
yeah,
probably uh, as much as you want to give back, you realise that players, you've got to have budgets to give yourself a
yeah.
chance.
Well,
you
I,
know.
I, I read something on social media this morning about that non-league players should give their money up so that football clubs can live over this difficult time for the
Mm,
rest of the season and next season. But non-league
yeah,
players are just as important as professional footballers. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
play to earn a living,
yeah,
and some people might be at
yeah,
university, for example, and trying to
yeah,
start on their
yeah,
ladder to get a job. So
yeah,
they need this kind of money. And
yeah,
if it's 20
yeah,
quid, 30 quid, 40 quid, 100 quid, you know what I mean?
yeah,
They rely on
yeah,
this kind of money,
yeah.
and you know what I mean?
It's a
It's
scandal. You
yeah,
know, why are they digging out footballers? There's lots of other people
yeah,
who earn relatively the same way, you know, the
yeah,
same kind
totally
of
agree.
money. So
Yeah,
why dig out footballers? You know,
yeah,
and
totally agree.
actually, and you know, footballers do a lot of good. You know, there's players you can name who do stuff. You know, undercover. They do lots of stuff. Lots of people.
Yeah,
Just wrong way, isn't it? It's just wrong,
yeah, no, I
isn't it?
totally agree.